Hey guys, Movie Fan here to talk to you once again about Power Rangers. Now, not too long ago, I talked to you about how Jason David Frank was originally going to be given his own show called Cybertron, which later became VR Troopers. But because the fans demanded that he come back, and allegedly they even threatened to do a hunger strike, so Saban insisted that he go back to Power Rangers, and the rest is history. Today, I'm going to ask the question, what if Tommy never returned? Well, that's a question that's easier said than done because, we know what happened. So we'll never know for sure. But I like to put forth a few hypotheticals. Well, obviously, for starters, if Tommy never came back, then it would just be that. He never came back. Well, theoretically, I think that VR Troopers would have taken off pretty well with Jason David Frank at the lead because he was the most popular Power Ranger at that time, and he still is. Let's not forget, he literally became the face of Power Rangers. I know a lot of people now want to get away from that, but, it's the truth. He was, and still is, the face of Power Rangers. So I think a lot of people would have transitioned more from Power Rangers to VR Troopers once it came out. So now the big question, if he had stayed, who would have become the White Ranger? Well, rumor has it that Brad Hawkins, who played Ryan Steele in VR Troopers, was originally chosen to play the White Ranger. So now this leaves another question. What would have happened to the series altogether? Well, like I said, I do believe a lot of the fans would have transitioned to VR Troopers more than Power Rangers because Jason David Frank was in it. And, well, like I said, Tommy was so popular, so that wouldn't surprise me at all if that actually happened. And on top of that, I've heard a lot of people say that when he became the White Ranger, they got tired of the series. Not me, but a lot of people actually did. So obviously, a lot of the fans were probably looking for something a little more fresh. And him being Ryan Steele in there would definitely be just that. So here's the question that I think a lot of people have never thought about. If he never came back, would the series have gone on? That's something we will never know for sure. I do think that if Tommy wasn't here to stay, I think the series probably would have went downhill pretty fast. Because, like I said, he literally became the face of Power Rangers. And his character was so popular that, even if a lot of people quit because he became the White Ranger, there was still a lot of people who stayed because he was there. So, yeah, I think that if he didn't come back, I think Power Rangers probably wouldn't have made it. Now, I'm not going to say that VR Troopers would have made it because, well, unfortunately, the biggest downfall for the series was the lack of Japanese stock footage to use. And there's no secret, that really did happen. They ran out of footage really fast. So that really hindered the series. So, if anything, Jason David Frank would have had a good thing going for at least 3 years. And then after that, who knows? There probably would have been no way to bring him back at that time. Fact is, we will never know for sure what would have happened. All I could say is what could have happened. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but the fact is, folks, Tommy was and still is the most popular Power Ranger of all time. And as much as I love Jason, Trini, Zach, Billy, and Kimberly, Tommy was always my favorite. And if you got that one favorite character that fans adore, and then all of a sudden, poof, he's gone, then most people give up on the series. And that's the truth. And that's what I think would have happened if Tommy never came back. Let me know what you think. This is Movie Fan, signing off.